Hello, everybody. Today I'm here again with a short revision on the chapter Rattrap from Flamingo CBSE book. Now, what is a rat trap? As you can see in the picture that I've put out here, it's a picture of the rat trap in different forms. So, the mechanism of the rat trap is now you have these wire traps, right? Now, how do you lure the rats inside this trap? By hanging cheese, meat, or any food. So, because of that, the rat is lured inside. And when the moment they grab the food that is hung out here, the door closes. So, that is how the rat trap functions. Now, in real life situation, also, many a times we as human beings, we are trapped in the luxuries of the world today. We also want to have good things in life. We want to have all the luxuries, all the comfort. And thus, because of that, many a times we land ourselves in big problem. Okay, so we are also trapped in the world. So the author has compared our world to a rat trap. So this rat trap is a metaphor to the world that we live in. Now, this is written by Selma Lagerlöf. She's a Swedish writer born in Sweden, and her work, she's written a lot of books, and mainly what she writes in the book is folk tales from her own homeland, from her own town. She was also from Sweden, and she has given realistic depictions of people, situations, ideas, their social lives during the 19th century, and it's very captivating. Now, these are a few of the works that she has done, and these works have also been made into movies. Now, the setting of the story, of course, it's in one of the counties of Sweden, and that is called Uppsala, which is situated right here. And it is situated amongst the mines, the iron ore mines in Sweden. Now, Ramsau ironwork was once upon a time a very famous, a very popular mine at that particular time. It was situated in Uppsala. Okay, so this is the setting of the story. And as you can see here, the picture, I've put up a picture. And the story that we are about to read is located in such a place, which is full of woods, few houses, and it's very cold, and especially during winters. Nighttime, if you're outside the house for a long time, you could also freeze. Now, there are many themes in the story. First theme being, like I've already discussed, that the world is like a rat trap, and we as human beings, we are always prone to fall into the trap of material benefits. That's why this world is called a rat trap, which lures people, which tempts people towards the benefits that we have, towards the comfort that we have, and brings about their own downfall. Next, it also highlights themes like human loneliness, the status and treatment meted out to have nots, and the callous attitude of our society and government towards such people, right? Now, one of the themes also states that human nature, or let's say human beings, they're not bad. They have this goodness in them since birth, but somehow in the walk of life, because of the treatment from people, because of situations and circumstances, they lose their way. But that goodness can be redeemed through kindness. So that is what the author says. Now, next, let's discuss about the title of the story. Is it apt? Is it suitable? Yes, absolutely, it is suitable. So, why is it suitable? It is suitable because just as the rat trap traps rat because of the bait, and what are the baits? The meat pieces, food, cheese, everything. So, just as a rat is trapped because of all these baits, in the same manner, even in the world, a human being often gets trapped because of materialistic things. So all these luxuries that we have in life, the good things, the comfort that we have in life, acts as a bait for human beings, and when they become greedy, they are trapped. So therefore, the rat trap is a suitable title for the story. Now these are the characters that are given out here. So you have the main character, that is the peddler. Then we have Edla Wilmanson, who's the daughter of this ironmaster. The ironmaster was very rich, and he is the owner of the iron mines. Then they have a valet who works for them, the old crafter, and you have the blacksmiths. So let's go on to the rat trap seller. Now you can see the picture of this rat trap seller. He looks very poor. In fact, his clothes are all tattered and torn, and he has not been able to eat for so many days. Okay, many days he sleeps hungry, so that's why his cheeks are sunken in and there is hunger in his eyes. So, what does he do? He begs, sometimes he steals, and at times he makes all these kind of traps and also sells them for money, but then it's not enough. Now, the rat trap seller is also known as the tramp, a vagabond, a stranger, a peddler, a beggar. Okay? Now, the world has never been kind to this man, and therefore he likes to think of the world in a very negative manner. So many a times when he is all alone, when he sits down, he entertains himself with a thought. And what is this thought? That the entire earth, the entire world, with the land, with the cities, with houses, buildings, forests, everything, it's a kind of a big rat trap. Now, what are the baits? The riches in life, the luxuries, the comfort, food, clothes, everything that is good that a man requires are baits. Okay? And he feels that some way or the other, the world is there only to trap human beings. Now, next, the Iron Master. He's very rich and he's the owner of the Ramsau Ironwork. Now, his greatest ambition in life is to produce the best iron ore to the market. He's kind, he's friendly, and when he was young, he was serving in the army. But he's not a good judge of character, is not very observant. But yes, of course, a very kind hearted person because when he sees the beggar, he thinks that he is his long lost friend, a comrade in the army, and he also offers him help. Okay? But then the moment that he comes to know that he is not the friend, he tries to throw him out. Now, the next character is Edla Wilmanson, who is the daughter of the Ironmaster. She's very kind, she's very compassionate, very generous, but she's very observant, unlike her father. She's a great judge of character. Okay, she's mature, and for the first time she meets the peddler, she kind of knows that this man is really scared. Okay, he must have done something wrong. But in spite of that, she treats him with so much of respect. Even after she comes to know that he's not the real captain, he's just posing as a captain, she treats him with respect. Now, she is one of the most positive characters in the story because she is the one who gives redemption to the beggar. It is because of her kindness, because of her compassionate nature, she's able to bring about a transformation in the beggar. Next is the old crofter. Now, he's an old man who lives all alone, and he used to work in the iron factory, the iron or the iron mill. But right now, he's got a land of his own, and he stays there. And as a source of income, he sells milk. And just recently, he has bought 30 kroners. Okay, and so one day when this beggar, he's begging door to door, it starts getting evening, And then he comes to a hut. He knocks at the door, and that is when he meets this old crofter. Now, unlike the others, the crofter is a very kind person. He's very generous because he shares his food, he shares tobacco, he even plays card games with him. Now, he is generous with his confidences as well. That means he shares a secret as well. And he tells the beggar that just recently he sold milk from his cow. And he was able to earn 30 kronas. And not only that, he even goes to where he had hung that leather pouch. So he takes out the leather pouch, he takes out the money, and he shows it to them, and he gives it back. Now, the next morning, uh, you know, the beggar is up because the crofter is already up and he's gone to milk the cow. So he thought he better, get up because the host is already up. So it would be quite impolite to just keep sleeping. So after some time, both of them they come out of the house. The crofter locks his house. He goes in one direction and the beggar in the other direction. But after a few minutes, you see a figure coming back, and that figure belongs to the beggar. So the beggar comes, he picks up a stone, breaks the glass, puts his hand inside, steals the money, takes out the pouch, takes the 30 kronas, and runs away from there. So when he runs away from there, he decides not to go on the main road. So he decides to take a walk in the woods. Now, here in the woods, it's very thick and it looks like, he's coming to the same spot again and again and again. He tries to come out of the woods, but he realizes he's been walking around the same part. And eventually he feels he is trapped. Now, the whole forest, with its trees, with the branches, everything serves as a prison, okay, from where he's not able to come out. So, right now, he feels that the world has trapped him. Okay, he's been fooled because of his greed, and therefore he's trapped. Now, very soon it would get dark, and it used to get very, very cold and chilly. And if you did not get a shelter, you would just freeze to death. Now, he could not come out, so he thought this was his last day. So, in despair and in sadness, he lies down on the ground. Now, as soon as he lies down on the ground, he hears the thumping sound, and then he realizes there must be some kind of mine nearby because the crofter had said that he used to work in the Ramzo iron work. So he follows the direction of the sound, and very soon he comes to the Ramzo iron work. Now, what is this ironwork? This ironwork, is a place where people make iron. Now, there's a large plant, it's a large factory with a smelter, rolling mill, and a forge. So, what are these things? First of all, when you make iron, you take the iron ore and put it into the fire, and thus you extract the base metal. So after that, this base metal, the hot metal, is put into a tray and is rolled. So the rolling is a process. Okay. So the metal is rolled on these rolling machines, and the thickness is reduced. Okay. And it becomes uniform. So the next is forging. Forging is hammering. Now, here, in order to shape the metal, hammering is done. Now, the author also talks about big bellows. So you can see the picture here. This is the big bellow. Okay, and he also talks about how the blacksmith and his assistant, they were in the fire. They were working in the middle of the night, and the assistant, time and again, he puts coal into the maw of the furnace. Maw means mouth of the furnace. Now, He reaches this particular place, he approaches the blacksmith and gets their permission to stay for the night. And then he finds a corner, lies down, and goes to sleep. Just then, the ironmaster arrives at the mill. This he does it every night. He comes on a tour to see whether the work is going properly or not. So he sees this man sleeping, and in the light of that fire, he feels that this is his long lost comrade, Nis Uluf. Okay, he feels that, you know, he was him, and both of them were in the army, both of them were comrades. So he goes to him and he says, "Hey, Nis Uluf, what happened to you? Why did you leave?" And then the beggar, he looks at this man. He's never seen him before. So he feels like I should also act because maybe he's going to give him some money. So he says, "Yes, things have gone down really bad for me." Then after that, the iron master, he invites him to his house. And now the beggar cannot do anything. He's shocked because going to this manor house was like throwing himself into the lion's den. He knew if he walked with him to his house, he would get caught. So that's why he refuses again and again and again. So the ironmaster says, "Okay, if you don't want to go, I'll be going home." But then as he returns, he's got a smile on his lips. And the blacksmith knows very well what the ironmaster is up to, because as he leaves, half an hour later, a carriage approaches. And in the carriage, you can see Edna Wilmanson, the daughter of the ironmaster. She's with the valet, and the valet is carrying a big fur coat. So she approaches the man, and he wakes him up, and she wakes him up. The man, he wakes up with a fright. And at that moment, she feels that this man is too scared. Either he must have stolen something or he must have escaped from the jail. So, but still, she speaks to him in a very polite manner and says, "Please, sir, Captain, I know that you're having a hard time. Please come with me. Stay with us for this Christmas." So at this particular time, the beggar is at loss for words. He does not know how to react. So he sees this compassionate nature of this girl and he says, "Oh, I'm so sorry to have bothered you. I will surely come." So her compassionate nature, her friendly manner, the politeness that he had was able to convince the beggar to come along with her. So she takes him home. And now it's nighttime, okay? So, like, he goes off to sleep. The next morning, she tells her father, "Father, your friend does not look educated. It seems he never went to school, and he does not look like a gentleman. It looks like he never was in the army." And the father says, "Ha, don't worry about that. It's because, he looks dirty and he does not have nice clothes to wear. Just wait. When it's washed, when his tramp clothes come off, he will become the captain that I knew." So as he says that, the beggar comes. And in the daylight, the ironmaster realizes that he had made a mistake. And he tells him, "What do you mean?" Now, the beggar knows that his game is up. So he says, "Well, sir, I did not say I'm your friend." And the ironmaster says, "Well, still, you did not tell the truth. Now, I don't know what the sheriff is going to tell." And then at that moment, the beggar jumps in and says, "Sir, let me tell you that this world is like a big rat trap, and one day you'll become more greedy, and when you want more, you'll also be trapped. Just like a rat is trapped in a rat trap." Now, the ironmaster finds it very amusing and he laughs. And then he says, "You better move out of the house before the sheriff arrives." So the beggar says, "Yes, sir, I will be leaving." And as he's about to make his move out of the house, Edla comes and stops him. She speaks for him and tells the father, Father, please don't do this. We have promised him for a Christmas cheer. We've promised him to let him stay here. So please, because throughout the year, he's never got, time to sleep. He's never got a proper place to sleep. Neither has he had proper food to eat. So at least one day, let him stay. And the father is shocked because his daughter was never like this. But here she is. She's speaking for him. So he says, okay, as you wish. So that day, the beggar does nothing but sleeps. Now it's Christmas Eve. And then he wakes up again to have his dinner. So as he finishes his supper, he goes around thanking everybody. And when he reaches Edla Wilmanson, Edla says, well, the suit that you're wearing is a Christmas gift. You can keep it with you. And you can also come here during Christmas. Anytime you can come and you can rest in peace. You're welcome back again. So this man, he's dazed. He does not have words because he just cannot understand how this girl can be so kind because people had never been so kind to him. So he goes off to sleep. Next morning is Christmas. The father and the daughter, they are in a merry spirit. They go to the church. But then after some time, at around 10:30, you see a different scene. The father is red with anger and the daughter is hanging her head because there they came to know that a man who fit the description of the beggar who was at their home had robbed the old crofter of 30 kronas. And the father said, Ha! What a good man you have given shelter to. I'm sure he must have stolen everything, all our silverwares. I'm sure there's nothing left at home. So they hurry home, and as they reach home, the father asks the valet, he says, Where is that man? And the valet says, Well, sir, he's not here. He's gone. But then he's left a gift for Miss Edla. And then Edla, she takes the gift. It's so badly packed that you can see what is inside. So when she looks at it, she kind of, is excited and happy because it was a rat trap. And inside the rat trap were the 30 kroners that he had stolen. And not only that, he also had a letter written. And this is what the letter read. Honored and noble miss, since you have been so nice to me all day long, as if I was a captain, I want to be nice to you in return, as if I was a real captain. For I do not want you to be embarrassed at this Christmas season by a thief. But you can give back the money to the old man on the roadside who has the money pouch hanging on the window frame as bait for poor wanderers. The rat trap is a Christmas present from a rat who would have been caught in this world's rat trap if he had not been raised to captain, because in that way he got power to clear himself. Written with friendship and high regard, Captain Von Starley. Now, look at the way he has signed the letter, Captain Von Starley. Is it a real captain? No, obviously not. He's the beggar. But because Edla has treated him with so much of respect, even when she came to know that she's not the captain, she still treated him as if he was the captain. She gave him respect. She was compassionate. She talked for him. She defended him. And thus, he did not want her to be in shame. And he returned back the money that he had stolen. So the manner, the way Edla treated him with so much of respect had given him the power to clear himself, to transform himself. And now he had truly become a gentleman. So The one of the theme that said that human beings are always good, but then along the way, sometimes because of the situations, the circumstances that they come across, they become different people. They can fall down, but then because of compassionate nature, because of kindness, they can always be brought back. So that goodness is inherent in every human being, and it can be awakened through love and understanding, through compassion. And this was done by Edla Wilmanson. So, because of that compassionate nature, because of that caring nature, because of that understanding nature, she was able to transform a beggar, a thief, into a good human being. So she was able to redeem him. This beggar, he gained redemption because of Edla Wilmanson. Thank you, everybody. Now, if you have any question, please DM me at my Instagram. So this is my Instagram handle. You can reach me anytime. Thank you.